Hey guys, you're watching Motor 69. So in this video we are going to review a new brand of bike, so SD. And SD, as the name says, their bikes are not so much often visible in the roads because they are in competition with Royal Enfield, and their vehicles similarly look to the Royal Enfield. So today with us we have the Yezdi Roadster that we are going to review as of now. So let us begin the video.
Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree.
Let's go for the variants and colors and pricing, everything. So SD basically comes at around 5 different variants. So I think all the variants just changes with the colors, and the respective on-road prices of the Bangalore have been listed on the screen. So for any other states or any other district prices, so just please comment me or search on the internet, you will be going to get it. I think in all the variants you can see disc brake and alloy wheel is set as a common feature. So I think apart from that, only the changes in the color is priced more, and it's not that there is a huge price difference. It's just around 10,000 difference where all the colors will just come into you. And these are the color variants that have been available in the SD, so as you can observe. Now let us go around the bike and see what this bike has been made of. So starting from the front, you see there small visor, and you have got a completely LED headlamp unit over there, and along with that you can see here, observe, that's the special thing of this bike is you get that key slot over the side and not on the front side, and it's just on the side. And this is how the LED light just looks like, and there's a huge section of the tire that has been provided over there, and the tire sections of both the side is really broad. I think that offers a lot of grip to the bike. And then this is the key slot where we just plug in the switch, and it's just not the traditional position of the switch. This is slightly different from all the other bikes, which makes this bike again a unique thing among the others. And as you can see from the side, there is a blackened out muffler that's just traveling from the head of the engine all the way to the rear side, and this has got double barrel setup again. So recently, whatever the bike that we are reviewing recently, the Interceptor, Roadster, Adventure, so this guys they all have the double barrel setup that we are reviewing as of now. And from the rear side, you can see this is a tail lamp setup, and along with that you have got the indicators from there. And there you see from the rear side of the bike, it just, as I said from the initial part of the video, it just resembles Royal Enfield bikes. It is exactly the same, but I think this is slightly different. The seat is well cushioned, and you even have got the pillion backrest, which was missing in Interceptor. This bike is having that, and you have your belt strapper, and the attention to detail is pretty much amazing, as you observe on the petrol tank here, the stickering on the petrol tank. And as far as concerned, this petrol tank is coming around 13 14 liters of petrol tank, and a range of around 365 kilometers, and it can race up to a 140 kilometer per hour speed. I think that is amazing thing considering the motorcycle. And as we see the petrol tank, you also have the tank badges where you just place your foot in. I think that gives a separate look to the bike, as well as a very good grip to the legs also. And as you can observe, this has a 334cc liquid cooled engine which powers 29.29 bhp power and torque of 29 newton meter. Now the torque and power figures are almost similar, and the delivery of the power and torque is going to be on a linear line when we see. And I think the engine is mostly silent and very refined, and it can even just clock the speeds at the same time. So it has got that dual functionality. And as you can see here, you can observe the instrument dial, so which I'll be just switching on and showing you how it is. So when we just switch on the switch, this just says high, and then you got the graphics that is coming in. So I think this instrument dial is a perfect fit for the bike, I guess, because it looks so beautiful. And apart from that, you have also got the switches on the handlebar to change the modes of this, and you have got basic all information covered, so RPM, speed, and odometer, speedometer, and you have got fuel gauge and time, gear indicators, and trip meters. Everything is nicely integrated into this small setup. And you have also got the ABS, neutral, fuel to empty, so all sort of indicators that have been over there. And I think overall this dial just fits exactly, or it just, I can just say this, yeah, exactly suits the bike. It just looks more on this bike in a really pleasant way. And I think from the front you can observe this is how the things look. And you see there front you get the telescopic 41 mm telescopic fork, and in the rear you are going to get the spring type hydraulic spring type suspensions. And the suspension is pretty much really good. And even the quality of the paint that has been used, and the quality of the parts and fit and finish, everything is top notch in this bike. Considering the price point, I think this is a really amazing thing. And as I said, this is one of the unique parts of the bike where I think this differentiates from the rest of the bikes, is the key slot that has been provided in this bike. And overall, if I say, this has been like a cruiser bike, and when we ride it we'll be getting even more information. And regarding the brakes, it is containing a dual channel ABS and a front disc of 320 mm and a rear disc of 240 mm. And the braking response is absolutely top notch when we have actually read it. And the tires come with a tubeless alloy wheels in the all variants, and front 100/90 18-inch and 130/80 17-inch rear wheels. And I think the tire is of a broader section, and which offers more grip, and you can just ride this bike in the city as well as you can take it to the highways. Now let us see how the bike goes and a ride review. So as we just first sit in this bike, I think I love this bike when I see this, because it doesn't feel like there's a certain weight in the front, certain weight in the rear. I think the weight distribution is so beautiful in this bike. I love this bike as I just start riding this bike. And as I start this bike and just move on, the clutch is pretty much light, and very easy to handle. And one more thing that I noticed is I have personally I have been using FP125, and the handle and the foot peg positions, and the one that I'm getting here is almost similar in position. So I think I can maneuver this very easily in the city. As you can see, I've been able to maneuver through vehicles in this traffic very easily. And as you can see, the headlamp illumination, so even in the daylight condition the illumination is so good. And especially even the instrument dial illumination is also pretty much good for the price point. And even in this sharp sunlight, I can see the dial without any problem. And as far as concerned, the road is slightly bumpy, and potholes are there across the roads, but I'm not feeling anything. I have even a pillion rider behind me, and I am not feeling that bulky when I'm just riding this bike. It just feels so hassle free to ride this bike, and even riding the traffic, it's very good. And as far as concerned, I'm pretty much now at the second gear, and I'm just moving on to the third gear with some around 30 km speed. And I think the bike really moves very smoothly. It doesn't say that it doesn't struggle so much to get the bike moving, even if we are at the third gear and just moving at 25-30 kilometers per hour. And as I said, the maneuverability is pretty much good. And I think the bike is overall pretty much slimmer, so I think you can even move it around in the traffic very easily. And talking about the revving range, if the bike is sort of like, if you have to ride it very peacefully, I think you can ride at around 30-40 kilometers. And if you want to ride it, if you want to just pull the throttle, I think the bike changes into some other mode, like the bike literally pushes you apart. So that is what the engine is made up of. I think it's a cruiser bike, but when I just ride this bike, I feel somewhat kind of a sporty when I just pull the throttle in. So that is the response from the engine. And one more important factor is the braking over here, and the braking is pretty much good in this bike, especially the ABS. It's just on spot, on time the braking is. I think that is a very good thing to be noticed here. And as far as concerned, the engine heating is not so much according to the 344cc bike. The engine is not so much getting worked up, and still the power is evenly and linearly distributed. I think I have not reached the top end because as you can observe, I am in the traffic and I cannot move at 50-60 km speed, but to the speed which I am moving in, I think I can easily and comfortably ride this bike. So I think if I have to overall conclude about this bike, I think ride is really good. I think looks are also very good. I like the looks right from the start, but actually when I just went on the test ride, I just damn love this bike because so it is so good and really smooth. The engine is so much refined that doesn't really make noise, and when you have to just move in a traffic in a hassle-free manner, I think you can do that. You can even cruise in the highways. It has sufficient power and torque figures. I think right from the gear number 1, the power and torque is just evidently visible when you're just riding, and on top of that, the braking performance is top notch. I think what else do you need if you want a bike which you have to ride in the city, as well as if you have to take it to your towns, you have to travel 500-600 kilometers. I think what else of a bike do you need other than Roadster is my question. And I hope with this I am going to end this video. That's it from my side. I think if you are purchasing any SD products, so please do visit their showrooms one and go for a test drive and then decide what you're going to do with, because a lot of people these days, they are almost tilted towards Royal Enfield and they don't look into other options. But I think there are other options other than Royal Enfield. I'm not saying that you should not purchase Royal Enfield. Just try and check out other bikes so that you will get an idea which would fit you better. So by this I'm going to end this video today. So meet you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.